Well, hello there. The next thing we're going to do is learn how to import a resource that already exists. It's kind of cool, huh? All right, so let's say that I have this network that I made, and even though this goes against all of my file stuff, let's say we want to make I want to make an instance, and I'm just going to stick it in this uh, file here, okay? How would you do that? Well, um, you have to use the Terraform import command. Let me show you what that looks like. So if I just type import, you can see what the examples are. And it says you can import existing infrastructure into your Terraform state. That's a pretty cool trick, right? So it'll find and import specified resource into your Terraform state, allowing existing infra to come under Terraform management without having to initially create it by Terraform. The address specified in the address is to import the resource to. Please see the documentation online. Blah, 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 blah. ID, current implementation, only import stores, it doesn't generate config. A future version will also generate config. That's kind of nice. Prior to running Terraform imports, necessary to write a resource config block for the resource manually, to which the import object will be attached. Okay, so we're going to have to do that, huh? All right, well, I guess we'll have to figure out how that works. So if I want to import it into an existing or into a resource, and I'm just going to do the old foo, right? Let's try that one. So you can do a config path, okay, allow missing config, input false. We're not going to do that. So we're not going to do any of this. We're just gonna raw dog this sucker right into my state. So I'm going to go Terraform import AWS underscore instance dot foo. Okay, now I have to give it the instance ID. So let's go make an instance. So let's go over here to EC2 and then instances. Now I'm going to launch an instance and we're just going to make a good old AL2 T2 micro. I'm not even going to read anything. Just review and launch. Let's see, instance type, security group. Let's edit this. Let's put it in my Terraform VPC. Sure, that's fine. Network looks good. Placement group, capacity, nothing. That's fine. File system, network interface. All right, that looks good. Add storage. Storage is good. Tags are fine. Security group. Let's change this. Let's put it in my one that I use for everything right now. We know that's fine. Launch. Existing key pair. I'll just use my WordPress one because it's in my history and it's easy to find. All right, and now I have an instance ID. So now it's being created. Copy. And now I come over here and go paste. Now this has to exist in order for it to work. So I'm just going to wait until this says it's available. Just in case. Just in case. We have Northern Virginia. Okay, it says it's running. Cool. All right, so let's see what happens if I do this. Bloop. Resource does not exist in configuration. Before importing this resource, please create its configuration in the root module. For example, this. Sounds good. Let's put that in there. So I made a single server once before, long time ago, and I'm going to copy this. We're going to come over here, right into that. I'm just going to paste it. We're going to get rid of all this garbage. We don't even want user data. Just be a lame instance. And then I'm going to change this to foo. That's fine. I can get rid of all this. And now it has this AMI instance type. I don't even think. What happens if I don't give it any of this? Is it gonna tell me? Maybe it will. Let's not give it anything. I'm just gonna give it I'm not even going to tag it. Let's just give it a key name, because I know that's right. Save. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It's importing. Prepared AWS instance for import. Import successful. The resources that were imported are shown above. These resources are now in your Terraform state and will henceforth be managed by Terraform, releasing state lock. Sweet. So now it's in my state file. So what happens if I add something like a tag? Like if I give it a name of foo. Let's run a Terraform format because that's gross. And then let's just validate that I didn't screw this up. Looks fine to me. What have we got here? Oh, okay. I'm missing argument. Instance type. Oh, look at all these requirements. Ugh. All right, let's stick that in here. So instance type is going to be t2.micro, which is what it is. We're missing a launch template. I really need a launch template? Maybe because it requires one? One of AMI instance type launch template must be specified. Oh, so because I have instance type, maybe I have to use AMI as well. But at least this is in there. And then the last one says AMI or launch template must be specified. Fine, we'll give it an AMI. All right, so AMI equals, what AMI do we want to use? Well, let's just cheat real quick over here and just go, where's your AMI? Let's just grab this sucker. I would normally do something much fancier than this to find it dynamically. Let's see if it likes that. I gave it an instance type and an AMI. Cool, but now it's ugly. There we go. Okay, let's do a plan. Now, I didn't actually change anything, right? Because I didn't change the instance type. I didn't change the AMI. It's going to refresh, but I did change the tag. So it should say, hey, you need a tag, and it did. So let's go ahead and apply this. Now, we didn't make this with Terraform. We just decided that we wanted to manage it. So we did the Terraform import, and then now I'm going to get fancy and be like, well, all my instances have tags. They all have these tags. Like, is this a dev instance? Maybe it needs a dev tag. Maybe it needs a name tag, whatever. Let's hit refresh. And now it has a tag. I don't see. Oh, does name need to be capitalized? I think it does. Let's change that. This is good. This is good practice. Terraform apply. They're easy changes, so it's kind of cool. But anyways, so this is how you would import a resource, and then you can start managing that resource and customizing it and making it consistent with the rest of your landscape and just kind of adopting all this. So if you go somewhere where nobody uses Terraform and they want to use Terraform, then you can, yeah, there we go, name foo. Then you can go ahead and start managing existing resources by importing them. CloudFormation has similar features, so you'd see a lot of this stuff with importing existing resources, which is super handy, but also very dangerous. So make sure you are being very careful with what you're doing and you know what you're doing before you start importing stuff that's being used in production or anywhere else, because deleting people's stuff makes them angry. If you have any questions on how to import resources with Terraform, let me know. But if not, then import away.